Yes, you need to go with us.
Everyone, welcome to episode number 85 of the Reseller Stew. We got a pretty full panel today. Everybody had their breaks, holiday breaks, Q4 breaks. I'm going to be really, really working hard at the end of the year. Breaks. the lies we tell ourselves. The last 2 weeks of the year, I didn't do it. I watched like 10 different shows with my husband on Netflix. Like that was my working hard at the end of the year.
I watched a lot of TV too over the break too.
Yeah. So how's everybody doing? Trish, you got new flooring.
Watch this. Watch.
Yeah, if you follow Trish on Instagram, apparently she had some in the house that she bought a year ago. Like some funky carpeting for like from what 20 years ago.
Yeah, 1991, and we bought this house from an 87-year-old lady who had 2 old chihuahuas. Aww. So if that tells you anything about what was in the carpet, it was a lot. It was nasty.
Blacklighted it. Did you blacklight it?
I blacklighted it, and then I just wanted to float in my house. I never wanted to touch the floor again.
You got her some cover shoes.
It was disgusting. So I got my floors. Yeah.
Yeah, Trisha's been on I watched your story like an hour ago. You were like programming your Alexa to remind you to work.
Yeah.
What is she gonna get like is there like a dominatrix kind of like app that's just like, you better get to work right now?
I told Alexa to be kind to me. Alexa, give me positive reinforcement.
You're not working hard enough.
Oh, she just said, sorry, I don't know that.
Is that what you got for Christmas, or have you had it?
I got it from my daughter and her boyfriend when we went to Florida for Thanksgiving. They got me one because I kept playing with theirs.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
What about you, Miss Tonya? What did you do? We've been gone for, 3 weeks now? Almost a month. I think the last show we did was on the 11th.
Well, I've just been hanging out with the kids. You know, they went back to school today. Mm-hmm. So I was sad to see them go back. But at the same time, I'm just glad that we can all get back on a schedule because we didn't sleep it in late every morning, and it's just good to get back on a schedule, get up early and start getting some more things done.
I think I had like that anxiety that you have knowing that something's happening the next day. Mm-hmm. And so like last night I was like, I got to get back on my sleep schedule. I got in bed at 10:30 and then nothing was happening. Mm-hmm. And I was even like counting back in my brain, trying to get my head to shut up because I was trying to solve all the problems of the world while I was laying in bed. And I was like, and I'm like, okay, 99, 98. And then I get to like 40 and my brain would like trail off into something. I'm like, no, 99, 98. And it's like, you really need to do a budget. 99, 98. But I think I got to bed at 1 and I slept horribly. So I was gonna stay up this morning, but I thought if I did, by the time noon hit, I'd be like, ladies, it's time to take a nap. And
oh, yeah.
So I went back to bed until 10.
Yeah, I'm officially an elderly person because I have been napping so much lately. Like I will lay down for 30 minutes, an hour, just a quick little power nap. And I mean, it's the greatest thing. I just love it.
I can't power nap. My nap, if I can't take a nap for like 2 hours, then I just don't nap.
Yeah.
So, what about you, Miss Vanessa? You haven't been around in so long. We missed you, and here you are.
I'm back. I'm back to my normal life. No, I've just been helping a lot at the school, and that was one of my New Year's resolutions was to like back off from that because I felt like it was just consuming a lot of my time, and my business was certainly showing that. Like my social life, like I didn't have a social life because all I did was, I mean, I had a lot of mom friends, but like y'all, like I totally like disconnected. So I'm back.
Yeah, volunteering is really nice, but it's like once you get involved, it's never ending. There's always something, and then you feel really bad because the school really needs you, and then you have a hard time saying no. You're like, oh no. But yeah, well, it's good to have you back.
Thank you. I'm glad to be back.
Miss Lucy, what were you doing over the holiday?
I went to Vegas for 11 days and saw family. But I have.
I went to Vegas. I don't know what you guys are doing, but
it's home. It's home for me. A lot of people are like, "Oh, you're going down there to party?" No, I'm going down there to see family. But we had a good time. I did get some inventory out, and so that was good to do a little bit of work down there. But I did a lot of eating and just drinking and talking, and I'm all familyed out.
Right.
I've never been to Vegas. I need to go.
Really? Oh my gosh, we have to go.
I've never been west. I've never been west, and when I went to Chicago, that was the first time I went north. Like I've only been east, and that's it.
Yeah.
I didn't even leave Texas until I was 20.
Well, Vegas is fun. There's a lot to do there. There's a lot. I mean, depending on what you want to go do.
Especially because Austin has the international airport, so there's like the really cheap flights if you just want to like hop over.
Yep.
I need to go. We should all go. Let's just go. We could stew Vegas.
Let me know.
Let's do Vegas.
I'm down. I'll be there.
I've never been to Vegas either.
What?
Let's go.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that would be so much fun. Let's go for my 21st birthday.
I know. We're not Brandon's 21st birthday for sure. I've already told him.
When's your 21st birthday?
I'm just teasing you. I'm going to be 36 this year. Oh my God, I can't believe you really thought I was telling you. That's such a compliment.
It doesn't matter. We could still go for it.
Right? It's in July. It's in July. Isn't eBay open in July?
Yes.
Or August?
Oh, yeah. No, it's in July this year.
I think last year was on my birthday.
That would be a good way to write off our trip to Vegas.
Yeah.
We could do that.
Yeah, I went this last year for the eBay Open, and it was a write-off.
Yeah.
Did I tell you guys about the Guy Fieri con?
No.
Okay. Me and my kids, my husband, we're my family. I just say my family. I don't know why I separated them all out. We're driving down 6th Street, downtown Austin, and I kept, like, you know how they have all those bird scooters now, the electric scooters all over the place?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going down the road, and I look over, and there's, like, this guy on a scooter with, like, this blonde, fuzzy wig. And I'm like, oh, look at that guy. Oh, look, there's another guy. There's another guy. And we're going down the road. We go, like, another 3 blocks, and it's like, there's another guy. And then there was, like, a whole pack of them, and then another one, and then one of them got lost and went down the wrong road. We're trying, like, what is going on? Like, what is happening with all these guys with these blonde, fuzzy wigs on? And then we get down another, like, couple blocks, and there's a whole slew of them going down the sidewalk on their scooters, and one of them has a sign that says, "Welcome to Flavortown." And I was like, what?
Flavortown?
Is that like, is it vaping?
No. It was Guy Fieri Con. You know Guy Fieri?
Yeah.
Welcome to Flavortown. Like, yeah.
I love this show.
How about Guy Fieri Con? And then everybody meets up with Guy Fieri wigs on. We kept seeing them all the way up. It was probably like 10 blocks of them. And then they were in, like, I don't know where they were coming from or where they were going. But I can't believe they have a Guy Fieri Con. But anyway, I thought that was a funny story.
I'm going to have to look him up because I don't know who that is.
Guy Fieri?
I've heard of him, but I can't picture him.
Yeah.
He's from Food Network, and he's just like kind of obnoxious.
He's a really mean one, right?
No,
he's really nice.
Yeah.
He's super nice, yeah, but he's just kind of weird.
The mean one's
What about you?
this guy.
What about you, Miss Laura? We haven't seen you in a while. What you been up to, girl?
Nothing. Same old, same old. My husband was actually home a couple of weeks of work. So we've just been doing that. The last couple of weeks, I've just been thrifting. So I haven't been as diligent on listing. So right now it's stocking up season, trying to get all the good stuff. People are donating and stuff like that. So now I'm home. So I'll be home for about 2 or 3 weeks to list everything that I've been thrifting. So I kind of do that in stages a lot. I'll go out and source, like our Amazon store is down to like 48 active listings. So which is good, you know, because a lot of things sold out, but you know, now it's stock up time. So that's like just same old, nothing different or exciting.
I haven't been shopping. You guys won't believe it, but I haven't been shopping at all in more than a month. Like since before we had the last show.
Wow.
The after Christmas sales this year have been really nice.
I just didn't. I couldn't. Right now, I'm like cash poor right now, and there was only particular things. The only thing I did do was a little bit of OA from the stuff that I always sell in like first quarter, but I didn't even have the money to even get all involved in that this year. I really messed up myself last year. If this is something I think a lot of resellers get caught up in when they're doing Amazon, or maybe it's just me, could just be me. But you start putting things, you want to buy a bunch of the same thing because you know it's going to sell, and you start putting it on credit card. And then when the deposit comes in, you don't actually pay the credit card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So apparently, like, I was high rolling it last year because now I'm like, whoa, I charged up quite a bit of stuff and I didn't pay myself back. And so I put myself in a really bad position. And that's something I think people need to be aware of, especially if you're not like a huge Amazon seller. Make sure if you're going to charge something to sell that you know is going to sell, you know, just make sure you pay it. Because if you don't be diligent, you're really going to mess yourself up.
It's like resellers. It's the lies we tell ourselves. It's like, I'll pay off my credit card, and the other lies we tell ourselves, right?
We should do a whole series of lies we tell ourselves as resellers.
That's a really good point, because last year at this time I was looking at ways to expand business, and one of the things I wanted to try out was the virtual assistant. And so I bought into this sourcing sheet type of thing and went in on that, and I tracked all my data, and I said, okay, I'm going to give it a try. I always like to say, okay, I'm going to give myself X amount of time to try something out, or dollars, or whatever the case may be. And I started buying stuff off of these sourcing sheets, and I really vetted them. I only picked maybe 10% of them to go in on, and almost every single one, I was lucky if I broke even. So I was paying for the sheet and then paying for product, and then all the shipping and the costs and stuff associated with it. So about halfway into it is when my shoulder went out, and then I couldn't really do much of any work. And then I had all this product that the price dropped. And so I really got hosed big time with that endeavor. And so, I don't want to ever say bad, because the guys, I've mentioned them in videos and whatnot, and I made my own choices for sure. But I see a lot of other people that are promoting sheets or Facebook groups or bolos, or there's a lot of online things too that will source for you, and it can go south. And unfortunately, instead of, you always account for some going south, but instead of like maybe 2 out of 10 products going south, I had like 8 out of 10 going south.
Ouch.
Yeah, you especially have to be careful whenever if you know, and I know myself, and you have to be real honest with yourself. I know I bought it at the store today, and this afternoon I'm going to scan it and box it up and send it to Amazon. If you sit on product even for a week, you can totally mess yourself up, because all those items, there's hundreds of other sellers that are also buying them too. I mean, unless you found some old warehouse somewhere, like if you're buying RA or OA, it's not unique to you. And so unless you're one of those people that you just pump things out the same day or the next day, you can really get caught up, because you're like, oh, it's a $40 product today. Well, next Tuesday, it's a $13.99 product.
Right.
Like, you have to be really careful. And so if you're not diligent in getting things out, just don't go deep on too many of the same thing, because you can hose yourself, and you're basically working for free, or you're working just to pay Amazon a fee.
Yep.
The other thing I found, just to touch on OA sheets, was the amount of work that the VA put into it was like a 10th of what I would put into it. And so they missed things all the time. They missed restrictions, they missed hazmat, they missed duplicate ASINs. So I found that I was doing more work looking over their work than I could just go out and find stuff myself.
Yeah.
So if you're thinking of going that route.
So let's get into some goodies. Does anybody have any goodies they want to show us that they bought? Laura's like, yay! What do you got, Laura? You got something to show us?
Let me figure out how to unmute these buttons. I'm slow on this thing. Okay. Well, yeah, hold on one second. Okay, so since of course I've been thrifting.
That was our mama point. That was mama.
I'm so proud that I can stare at my son, like give him a look, and then he knows. I'm at that point now. I'm so happy. But anyway, so let me see. Okay, I'm gonna try to show you. I know I'm kind of weird right now, but okay. So I found this Patagonia pullover fleece. So this one I just found, I think last week or something. So I've been trying not to source too many clothes because, you know, clothes isn't my favorite thing, but, you know, sometimes they do well. So, you know, I'm not knocking them. But if I don't find too much like in clothes, I mean, in shoes or purses or in the hard goods section, then of course I got to make my way to the clothes because I got to make my trip worth something. So, but this one I got on half off day at Salvation Army. So it was $4.50. And it had a little Patagonia thingy right there. So, but unfortunately the zipper was broken. And I know they have their repair service. So it's a men's large, which fits me. It's not my favorite color, which is this blue. So I don't own any Patagonia, so I want to keep it. So I'm gonna try their repair service. So it's just this one that's pulled off. So that's my goal, is to actually get it repaired and then keep it. So that was my intention. Okay. I don't know. Have any of y'all tried their service or anything?
I haven't.
No, not Patagonia. I did Chaco's. Warranty repair. A pair of like shoes that I got at Goodwill, and the sole was like falling off. I've talked about this before. Like the sole was like falling off. That's completely separated, and that's not considered wear and tear. That's considered like it shouldn't have separated like that. Like it was just flopping off the bottom like this. And so
what about like
for free?
Okay. Oh, so I had found some, and then I realized like the bottom sole and this one had came off completely. Like the bottom sole is like completely gone. I found it at the bins, and I wasn't paying attention, and then it was wrapped around and something like that. So
what you can do is you can send them in with the little form with the full intentions of paying for them to put a sole on, you know, but which is still cheap. If you get a new sole and it's a pair you can sell, but you can send it in with the full intentions of saying, you know, I'll pay to have the sole repaired. But if they think it's a warranty repair, they'll do it for free and just send you them in a Chaco's box.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So they have a really good warranty on their shoes if it's something defective like that, because those should fall off.
Do I have to pay for shipping though, right?
Yeah. Huh?
I do have to pay to ship it to them though.
Yeah. I don't remember. It was a little while ago that I did that, like 2 years ago. I don't remember if they sent me a label or not. I contacted them. I actually called them while I was in the store.
Okay. Well,
I was like, hey, I have a pair of Chaco's and the sole is like flapping off of the bottom, like it's completely separated. And she goes, well, that sounds like a warranty repair to me, blah, blah, blah. So I don't remember if I paid the shipping on them or not. But they're sandals. You just stick them in a thing, you know?
Yeah. Okay. Well, those have been in the corner just waiting to see what I'm going to do with them. So we'll see what happens.
It's worth the experiment, you know?
Yeah.
It was worth it to me just to see.
Yeah.
I've done the Cutco warranty, the Cutco knives. Yeah. Anytime I find them, if I find them at a low enough price and in abundance, because you can send so many in at once and you do pay shipping, but you can throw as many in there as you want up to a certain weight, and it'll just cost you a single shipping. You send it out to them and then they'll sharpen them for you, or they'll replace them. I've had them replace knives and send me back new knives.
Wow.
And they send you the knives back in Cutco boxes. So if you ever find them, Cutco's amazing. And it will always sell. I don't think you could saturate that market, honestly. But you'll get the boxes, so they'll have Cutco. And if you put in your listing that you've had them factory sharpened, they're going to sell before anybody else's. So it's really worth the price to ship them.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. Thank you, y'all. So I only have like 3 more things. So I know we have a big group, so I'll make it fast. So I found this military, and I found like military jackets before, especially like at Family Thrift Outlet where they're like on $1 day or 50 days or something like that. But this one was like a vest. So this one, and it has like an actual vest, not like somebody like I made a vest. So I'm hoping like it'll do a little bit better. So it has like all the little writings, like it's military sizes and stuff. And then it has the cool little U.S. Army patch. Thankfully, it doesn't have anybody's name, but I don't know if that actually does well. But if I can figure out more of like the history of it, like some of the comps on them were like crazy, like $100 or $130 or whatever. Yeah, so I haven't really done much research. I was at the bin, so I just grabbed it because I knew it would be fine, especially if it's weight by the pound. But yeah, I was surprised when I got home and then finally researched it and saw. So that was good. That was cool. So I thought it was somebody who was like, I gotta make a vest, so I'm gonna cut it. But no, it was actual vest. So
what bins did you go to, Laura?
It was in Austin. I actually went with Tara Ransom on Instagram.
Oh yeah.
So we did like an all day Sunday affair. We left at like 5 a.m. and then we got home like at 10, and we were dirty and tired, but it was fun.
She came and then we were supposed to go eat, and I was like, I forgot it was my birthday.
My birthday.
Oh no.
I was like, I forgot it was my birthday, and so we're gonna go with my family.
Oh man.
I totally forgot. Like, we made plans, and I'm like, oh, it's my birthday.
I thought you found it maybe I thought maybe you had found the vest at the San Antonio bins.
Oh no.
Because they have that Air Force, they got that base over there. That's why I thought maybe.
I've been to the Dallas one and the San Antonio ones, and I don't like them. Like, I'll never go back. Like the San Antonio one, they were pricing, like putting their own pricing per item per shoe. And I was like, I thought I was at the bin. And I literally left with, ended up being a fake Dooney and Burke purse and 2 coffee sacks, which was going to be a project that never happened. So, but yeah, it was a waste of time and it was a waste of trip. So I'll never go back. I was bringing up shoes and they're like, oh, that one's $6.99. Oh, that one's $8.99. And I was like, what are y'all doing? So I'll never go back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, okay. Well, this one was a fun. Oh, let me finish the bin strip. Okay. So I found this. I don't know if I'm saying it right. It's Tiavana.
Oh, those are good.
Yeah. So I found this one at the bins, and I know I see a lot of people sell like the actual tea packs. So I was like, oh, okay. So I'll look this up. It's not the best because it has like little scratches and stuff, but it was complete. It had a little filter. It had everything inside that is needed to make this a tea thingy. I can't remember the official name of what this is. But so yeah, so depending on like used, they're like $40 or $50, and like brand new, they're like $90. So I don't know what they're putting in their tea, but man,
they got rid of those stores, right? The Tiavana.
Yeah, ours closed.
Starbucks bought them and closed the tea stores.
Yeah. So that was my last bin. Fine.
Sorry. Do you have anything that you wanted to show, Lizzie?
Oh, I have one more.
Else? I'm sorry.
One more. Last one. Sorry.
My bad.
So this is my Salvation Army. I went there. It was completely dry. I was about to leave and give up. I went through all the clothes. I was there for like an hour, literally. And it was just bad because I went to the outlet on Thursday as well, and it was bad. I think I spent $9 or something that day. But anyways, I found a vintage Burberry's blazer. Nice. And it's really nice, and it's a size 14. which is awesome. And it's
Oh,
gray. Yeah. And it has the buttons with the little logo on there. So I thought that was really nice. It's not just a plain blazer, but yeah. So I still don't know. I'll probably just throw it on Poshmark and see what happens. So. But yeah, that was my only find, and I'm fine with that. So, but that's it. I'm done.
Is your speaker talking to you?
My Alexa just reminded me to take a break and that I'm doing a good job.
I need to put my Alexa to work, man.
What about you, Lucy? You have anything that you got to show, or no?
I pulled some things out of my shipment going in today. So I've got upstairs probably about 7 boxes getting ready to be shipped out after this show.
She didn't work.
Yeah, it's been busy, but I wanted to go shopping a lot when I got back. But I was thinking I do Navy and Army uniforms and stuff too. I usually pick them up like on 99-cent day. But they can be good. And then if you group them up, like sometimes you'll see that somebody donated all 3 or, 4 pants or whatever. But I did find this yesterday, Boy Scout pants. And they're like from the Boy Scouts. And so I comped them, and used Boy Scout pants are pretty good. So I didn't know that one.
Uniforms are expensive. Like I remember a friend of mine that I used to have, her son started Boy Scouts, and they couldn't even afford the uniform.
Yeah. Like used pants are going for $20, and I'm going, geez, okay. I mean, I'll pick them up. Sure.
How much uniform? I know it's like $100 or something.
They're expensive.
Up there.
And it's not just a top and pants. It's like shorts, pants, top, long sleeve, short sleeve vest, this little bolo thingy, whatever, a hat, and like patches and all this other. I was going to sign up all 3 kids. I was like, nope. We're not doing that.
Yeah.
Well,
we did Girl Scouts for Teresa. I'm not doing Boy Scout, or what's it called, Cub Scouts now, so girls can be in it. No, we're not doing that. It's too much.
All right.
So I pulled 2 retail arbitrage finds and then 2 like thrift finds. So this one is just the flags that go outside, and I picked them up for $2 at our local. What do you call it? It's like a CVS. Our Bartels up here, but. Was pretty excited. They're going for about $17. There's no sellers on that right now, so I'll be good. Football sells all year round. I know, it's just the coming towards the end of the season. For some of us, it ended this weekend, but anyhow, it still sells good. And then these are Christmas cards, and the glare is really bad, but they're not just Christmas cards. They're Hispanic Christmas cards, and all the sayings are in Spanish. Anyhow, I picked them up at the 90% off, so they were less than the retail suggested retail was 16. I think I got them for $1 or $2, and they're going for about 15 online. So I'm going to go ahead and send those in because I sold Easter stuff in December. I sold Halloween stuff in November. I've sold Christmas stuff this last week. So people buy stuff all year round. Right. And then my thrift store finds, I ran into 4 of these fax paper. I love fax paper at the thrift stores. It was $2 a piece. They go for about $20 on Amazon. And those are things like when you go into a thrift store, people are looking usually for clothes or things they can use at their home. Rarely are you going to walk in and be like, that's the fax paper I need.
No.
And then this was I think the coolest find. Gosh, the glare is terrible. These are labels for your hard drives, your 3.5 floppies.
I've been looking for some of those.
These things new are comping for about $56 on Amazon. They're like $2.99 at Value Village this week.
Floppy driving things. I don't understand.
I think people are getting them for like gag gifts or
for $56.
Not movies, shows, nostalgics. I don't know, but even if I got $30 out of them, I'd be happy.
That's crazy.
Yeah, anytime I come across newly packaged old computer stuff, it is sold. I mean, hands down. Even rotary cards. Who has a rotary spinner for their contacts these days? I don't know.
A Rolodex?
A Rolodex. There we go. Rolodex. And they had it was like this package, but Rolodex cards that you could print out. And I got positive feedback. They were like, this is exactly what I've been looking for. Vintage Rolodex cards. I don't know who buys this stuff, but they do. It's crazy.
Nutsos.
Oh, hold on.
But I was gonna say about your disc, like it's crazy. Like your fax paper, like you were saying, like oh, that's the fax paper I need. Like, what average person walks in the store and is like, oh, I need fax paper? But then these thrift stores mark up everything, knowing we're the only one that's going to be buying them. So I don't know. It blows my mind what they do for resellers. But yeah.
Our store is all over the place with prices. They had a Burberry jacket for $250 at the thrift store, and then they have things that are underpriced. So it's all over the place. And then why it's my turn. I picked myself up some cool little folders to redo my folder system at work, and this was my big purchase. Merry Christmas to me. It's a KDP 200i scanner. I know. This thing is a game changer. I've been playing with it for the last week and a half. It's amazing. I don't know how I lived without it.
Yeah, I have this one, which is like a little knockoff one. It's I think a C200, like just like off-brand one that I got for like $80. And it worked great when I was like scanning. That was back before the Amazon app updated to having the picture, like that was back when it used to make you like hold it and scan it. It's really slow. And so I had this, and it was like a game changer for me when I was doing DVDs and CDs and stuff. I don't do books, but it was for DVDs for sure. But now the app's not as slow as it used to be. So it used to be like so slow. You're like, come on, scan, come on, Oh, you, Miss Tonya, did you go shopping, or were you on your no shopping zone?
I didn't go a whole lot, but I did go this morning. I got a couple things real quick. I got some Christian Dior eyeglasses, and I don't know, they were only 99 cents. I'm hoping to get at least 20 for them. And it says, where does it say? Oh, it says it right here. It's real tiny. You can barely see it, but it says Christian Dior. And they're definitely prescription, so I'll be selling them as frames. And then this little plushie here is a donkey. And I actually paid up for this one. It was $3.99, but it's by, I've never heard of this brand before. Dits? Can you see it?
I've never heard of that brand either.
Well, I looked it up on WorthPoint, and one just like this one sold for, it was either 50 or 60 back in 2017 on eBay. So I'm going to get them listed, and we'll see what happens.
Oh, wow. That is a good brand.
Yeah, I'd never heard of it before.
Yeah, me neither. They're really up there in the pricing. Like,
right.
Here, I'll share real quick so people can.
I'll have to hide it from Madeline though, because she takes riding lessons. So every week we go up there, there's a donkey there, and her name is Badonk. They call her Badonk. Anyway, she gets so excited when she sees this because she knows we're going to feed her, carrots, and Madeline just loves this donkey, and I do too. I love her too. And
look at this rabbit, jointed rabbit, $399.
Yeah, is it jointed? No.
And here's another one, jointed rabbit, $300. I need to find me some rabbits.
Right, especially with Easter coming up.
Yeah, these are good prices for plush. $30.
Yeah, for sure.
$99. Yeah, I have never in all of my. Whoa! Look at that pig. $2.99.
Yeah, here. Let me show you the label again, so you guys can be looking for it.
That's crazy.
It's on his booty. Wait.
Yeah. Well, that's a new one for me. I've never seen that guy.
Me neither.
Oh, look, Adam's in the chat.
Hey, Adam. I'm going to be on his show tomorrow, you guys, so come and check it out. It's going to be on at 1 p.m. Central Time, I believe, on his channel.
Curtis in a super chat. I think that's only my second super chat. I don't get those often. Thank you for stuff. I appreciate your support.
Could you show that label again real quick?
Charge poor. Show the label one more time, Tonya. I'm going to present it on the screen.
Sorry, I'm sitting here.
Yeah, I'm gonna present it. Okay. It's a new one for me. Oh, it's a nice big tag too.
Yeah.
Dits. Well, I'll never miss one of those again, but I promise I've never seen that before, ever.
Yep.
Is it?
Did
like
I say Oklahoma? Where's that from?
It says it's in Norwalk, Ohio.
Ohio.
yeah.
Oh, darn it. Okay.
It says by the it says Ditz Designs by the Hen House Inc. Norwalk, Ohio. Yeah.
Is it an embroidered tag or is it like a stamp tag?
I think it's definitely embroidered.
Interesting.
Yeah.
What about you, Vanessa? Did you have anything that you wanted to show real quick? We gotta.
I just cleaned out my kid's closet and I was just gonna list some of her clothes because I haven't really thrifted to sell. I've thrifted for myself, like for my own closet, but this is just a little Lands End dress.
Cute.
It has like equestrian, it's long sleeve, and then has like the belt. And then I usually when I go to the thrift store, I source in the kids section because that's what I'm shopping for usually is for my kids. But this is a brand to look out for. This is American Girl. And if you're familiar with the dolls, that's the reason why you should look out for this brand because a lot of the times they might find the dress for the doll, but they don't find it for the girl or, vice versa. So, and you'll find the dresses or the clothes for girls more than you will the dolls. So that's just another brand to look out for. And just, that's about it.
Quick question. Do you find the clothes for the dolls in like the toy section or do you sometimes find them in, would you look in the baby section, I guess is what I'm going for the
I've
clothes.
never found the doll clothes. At our thrift stores here, there's a real popular one. It's called the Family Thrift Center and there's a lot of them here. They usually do like sacks or bags, like clear bags of stuff. And then there'll be like 3 or 6 items in there. If I were to look for clothes, that's where I would look is in those. Because they usually put like doll clothes, Barbie doll clothes. They put like small stuffed animals in there, Barbie dolls, cars, like different toys. They don't sell them loose in a bin here at those stores.
Yeah, they don't care either. They always put them in a bag. They're always together.
And if the bag's open, they won't sell it to you.
Yep.
What about
and you'll get some jerk that'll open the bag because they see like something, so usually that stuff is like real like tight in there if there is an American Girl doll dress in there. I've never found any though. I want to because my daughter is really into it, but
Maria sold off all her stuff.
I saw that.
Sold off all her stuff.
She's not selling anymore?
No, she has actually been listing. She was listing yesterday because she wants AirPods.
That's good.
And she knows for a fact I'm not going to buy her AirPods so that she can lose the AirPods. So she was like, Mom, I need some stuffed animals. And I was like, and she's like, I don't see any in the garage. I'm like, oh, they're all in the storage. So we went over to the storage to go get them. And so she was listing, was it? I guess it was Saturday. No, it was Sunday because I forgot Monday was holiday too. So she was listing on Sunday because she wants AirPods.
What are AirPods?
They're iPhone, like, they're those, have you ever seen people, like, they have a thing coming out of their
They were just
wireless.
Right?
Tanya's son has some.
Well, he did.
Oh.
Laura's got him. Fancy.
I got him. And I'm a 34, 35-year-old woman, and I know I'm going to lose these one day. I'm just hoping, I get a year or 2 out of them.
Right.
Have you washed them through the washing machine? Because that's what my kids like to do.
What?
But you know what? You can use them like you can find them like you can find your iPhone, right? Because we tried to do that too, but the battery dies eventually. Do it pretty quick.
That's what I was asking Maria. I was like, well, does it have a locator for them? Because I have a Samsung, I have a Note 8. And if my pen falls out and I'm like, because I've dropped my phone before and then it kind of unhinged and then I dropped it somewhere in the store, my phone will tell me you're getting too far away from your pen. And then I'm like, oh crap! And then I have to like go look for it on the floor in the store, but it'll tell me like if I got too far away. And this is just a pen, it's not $180 earphones.
Yeah.
So I was like, why doesn't it have that feature that it'll tell you like, hey, you are 20 meters away from your AirPods. You gonna go get them or what?
Yeah.
Nora sent me a super chat. Nora, I was thinking about you all over the holiday because I passed by the street to go to your house all the time. Nora's the person that I keep trying to make my reseller friend, but she's super busy and I'm super busy. We're never like busy together. Ever have that when you're just like, I want to be your best friend, and then like your lives are like so like hectic that it just never connects.
That's Tonya and I.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. You got
Exactly.
Okay, Trish, what you got? And then we got to get to the sales, or we're going to have a long show today. I guess if y'all got to hop out after 1, let me know. If you got to hop out like at 1 o'clock, let me know, and I'll do your sales first.
I gotta hop out.
I think we're going to go today. Okay, so I'll do yours. You can do yours first.
Okay. By the way, speaking of reseller friends, I try to get reseller friends all the time when I'm out of state sailing, and they just think I'm weird. Like they back off. They try not to make eye contact when I see them at different estates. Okay, so speaking of plushies, I showed this on my little Instagram, but this is Hedwig, and he's a puppet. So I got my hand up his butt, and he turns his head, and he.
What brand is that? You said
he is. Well, he's just Harry Potter. So he's just a Harry Potter puppet. I don't know if you can. Oh, where's my camera? And I can't remember how much I paid for my. $4. But he goes for about $25. Some of them have sold low, but that's not going to be me.
So
and I just fell in love with him. And then I forgot that we would share stuff, so I just have the stuff by my desk. So, but this real quick, I bought this. It's just a bandage, and I buy bandages for my work because I do tattoo removal, and we just never have enough of the right size bandages, and these were good and big, so I picked them up for $2. They're Mepilex. Anyway, just for kicks and grins, when I got in the car, I looked them up, and they were going for like $20 new, and I said, nope, that's not going to work. So, yeah, I got a couple of medical supplies, but yeah, that's all I'm going to show.
Well, you're a jack of all trades, aren't you? I had no idea that you did that also.
Anything and everything.
Okay, Tonya, you want to do yours since you said you got to roll out?
Okay, well, I mean, I'm not going to leave till 1, but I'll show real quick. Let's see. Let's see. The screen share. I haven't done that in a while. I didn't hear what you said.
I said you can be long-winded.
Yeah. Wait, that's not the one I want to share. I want to share this one. Okay. I'm thinking out loud. Okay. So can you see it okay, the whole screen?
Yes.
Okay, so I bought this Estee Lauder kit. I paid $20 for it. I really didn't make that much money. I didn't end up selling as much as I would have liked to have sold it for, but I did double my money on it, so that was good. And these are all Macari sales because I've really not been doing a whole lot on eBay lately. Here's another little plushie. I think I picked up this little guy for like 79 cents, the Flying Monkey plush Wizard of Oz. And he sold for $14 pretty quick, too.
He's so cute.
Yeah, and he's cute. And then here's a pair of men's Tommy Hilfigers blue denim overalls. I think I probably paid up for these, like, I don't know, $6.99 at Goodwill or something. And but they did sell for $33. So I was happy about that.
That's awesome. I still have that pair of Tommy Hilfiger overalls that have the Tommy Hilfiger on the strap.
Oh, yeah?
They're black, and then they have a black and white strap that say Tommy Hilfiger. And I still haven't listed those. But I think they're $100.
Yeah, list them. Get you some cash, girl.
I know. I need some monies. So actually, my husband has started helping me with eBay. We set up, because my nephew doesn't live here anymore, so we just cleaned out all that room. That was my previous office. Mm-hmm. And then set up like a photo taking area in there. And he took a lot of pictures for me. And I actually listed 15 things the day that he was taking pictures. And it worked really, really well. It was one of those things I had to kind of let it go, that I was like, these are not the way I take pictures, you know?
Yeah.
I had to let that go and be like, you know what? This stuff has been sitting here for a lifetime. Like, I was taking price tags off of some of the stuff, and they were from April. Some of the things from last, like in 2017, you know, because Goodwill puts the dates on the price tags. And so you know how late you are when you're taking price tags off. Yeah. And so it worked out really good. But the only problem now is he's asked me all weekend, did you work on your store? Did you work on your store? Did you work on your store? And I'm like, no. Oh. Did you work on your store? And I'm like, Urgh! So, but it's really good for me though, because I need somebody to be accountable to. And so when he was taking pictures, I was listing.
Called Photo Fuse. I don't know if you guys use that, but
I
love it.
Pay the donation fee if they have a donation, because on the website, on photofuse.com, it's free, but if you make a donation and you can say however much you want it to be, I used to pay $2. You get better quality pictures, and it also processes faster. Like you get priority processing, and the picture resolution is better.
That's good to know.
Totally
I think so.
$1 or $2 or whatever you're going to donate to them. But, yeah. So we're being super chat like.
Thanks, Adam.
Hey, thanks, Adam.
We were talking about that, Adam. We will soon, hopefully.
Yeah, he was asking, and I said that y'all were talking before the show that you guys are going to go back to dumpster diving.
Yes. Okay, so real quick, I can't remember who I was talking to. Oh, who was I talking to? Somebody just recently. But we've got to go during the day, Vanessa.
Yes.
Because in the morning, nothing's there because everybody goes at night. We got to be brave and go during the day.
Like at this time?
Yeah, but you know what? Like in California, where Steve and Steph are, they're so lucky because all their garbage cans or whatever, they're like behind a fence. Like where we go, everything's wide open. People can see us. And like the Ulta, they even have a camera up there. Didn't they have a camera up there?
They do, but nobody's sitting back there like, "Ooh, who's in the trash can?" You know what I'm saying? Especially, okay. So I went to a job recently, and honestly, this day and age, they don't have nowhere has enough people working for somebody to be taking care of something like that. So truthfully, they were right on the hours, like the type of hours we should go. I think that's right. Yeah, because like either they're doing a shift change and the people that are leaving during that shift need to go throw out the trash. You know what I'm saying? Like that kind of thing you have to put into play. So yeah, we need to go. Sorry, guys.
I think a lot of times those cameras are there because of dumping. Like they want to get the license plate.
Yeah,
I agree. That's a bigger issue than people taking stuff out of the trash can.
Yeah, people dumping old tires and
construction stuff. Yeah.
You need to casually go in and be like, what day do you guys get your main deliveries on? Okay, Tuesday afternoon. That's when we're going to go.
Right.
Yeah. And yeah, the cameras are solely for like if they have theft or something that they need to go look up.
They're not going to look at them just to look at them. They have to have a reason to. Yeah.
I'm not a whole lot worried when I'm with Vanessa because she's not scared of anybody. I'm a scaredy cat. And she's like, girl, please.
And then after a while, I started thinking about it, and I'm like, "Oh my God, this could have happened. Oh my goodness." Oh. Okay. And in the moment, I got a lot of rush, and I'm like, "Let's do it. Let's get it out of there."
We were at Goodwill yesterday or Sunday, and this guy that was checking us out, somebody came up and said, "Hey, you need it in the office after this transaction." And so we pick up and go, and he goes, and my son says to me, he goes, "Oh, I wonder what's going on." And I said, "Well, I'm pretty sure he was drunk." And he's like, "How do you know?" I'm like, "The smell."
Gross.
Wow.
You just can't hide that much alcohol in your system.
Laura, I'm getting your cells up here so you are aware that I'm getting them up because you're next.
While you're doing that real quick, Trish went dumpster diving.
Yeah, I did. Right. Yeah, it was fun. I went last night. I got a ton of bubble wrap.
Yeah, you
ton of bubble wrap.
Shipping supplies, that's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I hadn't planned on going. I was meeting somebody who bought something off Marketplace, and Ulta was right there, so I didn't have any gloves or anything. So once when I reached my hand in there, it was wet.
Oh,
it was wet, and that was kind of gross. But I'm hoping it was just perfume. So
yeah, just water. Tell yourself it was something pleasing, and you won't worry about it.
It was $1,000 perfume. It wasn't, spit.
But you went to Ulta?
I went behind Ulta. Yeah.
We have an Ulta here, and I've contemplated it, but I haven't.
You should.
Great.
You should go during the day.
Great bubble wrap. Better bubble wrap than I
If you ever need really good little boxes, Pier 1 is a really good place to go for little boxes.
Pier 1.
And
Dollar
also, like cell phone stores.
Oh, that's a good idea for jewelry.
Oh, yeah.
Like little boxes. Yeah.
That's something
right.
we found a lot for Tonya was little boxes.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Miss Laura, I got your sales up here. Hang on. I am going to... Wait a minute. I'm not presenting you. I need to present me. Because I have your sales. I am losing my mind. Okay. Present to everyone.
That's
okay.
cute.
Okay, so I have a question. The reason why I brought this one up is I want to know, how long do y'all hold on to inventory?
Forever.
The
Forever.
reason is because I bought this one maybe November, and of course the intention was to stock up my store to get like holiday red dresses and everything, all that, office parties, all that good stuff. And of course they didn't sell. I had two, 18 and a 24. So of course I'm gonna wait till next year, and of course they sold the same day within minutes, which is crazy. But yeah, so I brought this up to ask because I had this for a year, and which is a reasonable time frame, and I got $49.99, which is my asking price. So how long do y'all keep? Do y'all have a turnaround? Do y'all get sick of looking at stuff and then mark it down to $10 to get it out or donate? What's y'all's time frame?
I'm gonna list it and forget it.
Yeah, I don't have a time frame because I already put the work in, and now all it's doing is sitting there waiting on it to sell. So I don't have a time frame at all because the work is already done.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm
I
really
agree.
patient. I mean, when it comes to stuff like that, like for example, a lot of my jewelry on Poshmark, I'm about to take a lot of it down and just group it together. A lot of things, similar items together, just because I want it to sell. I don't want it to sit there forever, But eBay's a whole other thing. I don't know.
I have some stuff that I do.
My dog's whining. I'll be right back. I gotta find out what's wrong with my dog.
One of the things that I would put like a timeline on is something that has elastic, just because elastic gets dry rot. That's like your swimsuits, your undergarments, your night pants, little kids pants, anything that has elastic, it will dry rot. Hannah Anderson pajamas, the bottoms, the elastic on the bottoms, on the top part, those dry rot. So just that kind of thing I do, but anything else, I'm just like, if it's in a bag, like I don't worry about it.
Gotcha. Oh, I want to say hi, Christina. Okay, so that's my only question for that one. Just a year. I know it's pretty fine for a year.
What did
I
you
just
pay
wanted
for
to
it?
get y'all thoughts. Probably like $8 or $9 if I can remember.
Did you get it at the thrift store or did you get it like off the rack?
No, I got it retail arbitrage. I can't remember. It's probably like a Ross or Burlington or something. I can't remember.
Cute dress.
Thank you. Okay, so my next 3 sales are all stuff like sitting at home. This was nothing I bought to sell. This is all stuff that I listed, which is crazy because I constantly go through and try to get rid of stuff. But yeah, this has been Victoria's Secret Lester. I have I have not used this forever. I don't remember nothing. But yeah, it didn't take too long to sell, and there is other competition, but I remember what Tonya says is, you want to make a lot of money, you got to ask for a lot of money. So I just put $20 plus shipping, and people had it for like $5, whatever. So I just left it, and it sold, within like a month or so. But this was sitting in my desk, whatever reason, it was in my desk, and I just lifted it, and it sold. So
a lot of times, if your pictures are better than everybody else's that are just letting their stuff go for $5, yours will sell.
Okay. Cool. Okay, so that was that one.
Baby.
And this one, I remember someone had put about the levies. It's probably something I learned from Deb's channel. And this was my son, who's now 3. And for whatever reason, I still have this. He actually never used it. I remember it came with a blanket. So I cannot believe, like, I listed it as used, but I never actually used it. I put in and I was honest that this was in storage. You want to wash it, stuff like that. But the fact that this one little piece sold for $20, a whole blanket and the whole piece together, there's no way that thing sold. I mean, whoever bought it as a gift is what I mean. was $20. So.
Yeah, those levies are important to people because the kids, like, they get attached to them and then they don't sell them at the store anymore. And that's the same thing with plush. I mean, like, the one I'm going to talk about when we get to me, it's a lady replacing an animal for her kid. You know, I'll tell it when we get there. Who wants to go next?
Close the door. Okay.
Who's next? Who next?
I'll go next since you already had it up.
Oh, okay. Let me
My Alexa's talking to me again.
She's like, get back to work.
That's exactly what she said. She said, your get back to work timer is done.
You need to hurry up. Okay. There we go.
Oh, okay.
Great.
So this is something I sold on Mercari. I've had this for a while. It's just a vintage. I think I got it at the Family Thrift Center, probably on 50-cent day. And it just looked interesting to me, so I bought it. And somebody purchased it off of Mercari from me for $13.
Sorry.
It's okay.
I'm laughing at
Alexa, stop.
Sorry.
Sorry.
That is a cute bag though.
Yeah, it's different.
Alexa,
Right.
stop.
More
And then
bags.
these are this is something I got from my sister. I get quite a bit of my inventory from family and friends for free. And this is something I got from my sister. My nieces really hadn't used it very much, so I had it up for $40 and it ended up going for $15, but it's something I got for free. So
Hey, it was free. That's a free to
100% profit.
Good.
Mhm.
Free to 15 is fine with me.
Right?
And that's an interesting looking bag.
That's cute.
Yeah, it's apparently has a cult following. It's a very out there brand. They're all handmade and they're like tapestry type material. I thought it would sell on Mercari, but it ended up selling on Poshmark. So that just goes to show that Poshmark doesn't have the same audience that people would think anymore. Like, I think older ladies are on there now. I know I am. I guess I'm not that older, but I'm also not like the young, like the younger crowd. So, that's just something that I didn't think would sell on there, but it did.
I think the hippie vibe or recycled vibe is pretty big in the younger crowd now too.
You're right. I didn't think about that.
Fashion, so I don't.
Well, I go into the retail arbitrage stores, and I'm seeing a lot of that like 70s, 80s bell bonhomie, those colors, those palettes.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. But I have noticed an older audience on Poshmark.
Well, because they started having commercials too, and the commercials are, talking about savings, and people want to save.
And I think Thelma pointed
we gotta
out
spend our Social Security check somewhere.
Thelma had pointed out at one point that older people do take longer to join things like that. So, I mean, Poshmark has been around for a while, so I think now is like the time that I know I definitely take my time to join any type of new app. So
I shop on Poshmark, and I'm almost 60.
Hey,
are you really?
See?
People who are quote unquote older have jobs, 56. Have money.
Right? See, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. So
I wouldn't have put you there.
I was definitely not saying that to offend anybody. I was just saying it's just
we already lost half of our audience. Thanks a lot, Vanessa.
Good Lord, I apologize. Fire me now.
Please come back. Don't leave. Let's see. All right, I'm getting yours up, Trish.
Okay.
Are you leaving us, Tonya? Did Tonya leave? Where is she at?
No,
I see her.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure. I lost myself. What am I doing? Oh, okay. Alrighty. I'll start at the beginning. You always have cool stuff. That's why I like you. I mean, I like everybody, but
I gotta see Trisha's sales.
oh. Okay.
Okay. So these were my death pile for a while, and I bought these at an estate sale, and I bought them because They were new in package and they had that vibe, that 70s vibe. But I was trying to wait for a while actually because I wanted to try to get the pillowcases that matched. And I never could because they were always too expensive on eBay.
Those are crazy.
Isn't that awesome?
Yeah.
So that's actually just the sheets that I sold. I did not have the pillowcases, and those sold like the same day I listed them.
Everybody
Oh,
wants those
cool.
75 thread count sheets.
Heck yeah.
that feel like muslin cloth. Those are really cool.
Yeah, they were cool.
All
Those
right.
are really neat.
Brand new filter set. Dun, dun.
So this, I bought 2 of them, 2 for $1, so they were 50 cents each. And I bought those in an estate sale, and I don't think they were supposed to be sold. I was digging through a closet and I found them on a shelf. And so I just picked them up. They didn't have a price. And so I brought them up front and I was like, these didn't have a price on them. And she didn't know it. She was like, how about $1? I was like, okay. So, and they sold super fast. One sold overnight and one sold within a week.
Wow.
So,
All right. And
okay. So this,
command control.
Wow.
yeah. So I bought I probably said this at some point on my story, but I bought a bunch of remote control train stuff. And I did not, like, this whole basement was set up with this amazing setup. And I didn't buy not really, any of the little pieces, like the little trees and the little buildings and all that. I stuck with the electronics. And they sold like mad. I made so much money off of that. And if you follow me on Instagram, you know I got one neutral, and that was the only thing I bought that wasn't electronic. Were some stickers, and the guy didn't like them, so he wouldn't send them back to me either. And he waited. He bought them on the 13th. He complained about them on the 15th, and he left me a neutral feedback on New Year's Day.
That's pretty crappy if he kept them.
I know. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. But anyway, the electronics, they're not all created equal, but these remote controls for these train sets, they're hot.
That's a good bolo for sure.
I like
Yeah.
fire.
Is it a thin remote or is it thick?
No, it's not thin at all. And also, as far as the remote controls, because there were a bunch of them, I noticed that the ones that look like hammerheads like
I
that,
see.
like a hammerhead shark, they tend to do better.
Okay.
Good to know.
So,
That's really interesting. That's something that you could watch out for at garage
Right?
sales. And
Yeah.
stuff.
That's what I was thinking.
Me and my super book.
my super book.
Shut
So,
up, are you serious? Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
okay,
Oh
well,
my
that's a lie, because I only sold it for $375.
Oh, only.
That's still good.
Only.
So I got that also at an estate sale. It was a high-end estate sale, and I was there for hours. And I don't normally look at the books, but I had looked at everything, and I still wanted to be there because it was such an amazing house. So I just, for kicks and grins, started looking at some of the books.
Yeah.
And I picked this one up. And when I scanned it, I was like, this can't be real. And I'm like, how could the booksellers miss this? Because this cannot be real. And I looked on other sites, and sure enough, that thing was selling. The most I saw it sell for was $650, and it had a ripped dust cover. So I listed mine for $650, and I want to say it took 3 or 4 weeks. And somebody gave me a best offer of $250, and I said, nope, how about $375? And they bought it. So I was perfectly happy with that.
Trisha's on that slow dime. Yeah,
I
3 whole weeks on that slow
Right.
dime method.
How
much did you pay for it?
I think, if I remember correctly, I think I paid, I don't know, either $6 or maybe $12, but I don't know. I think
The
probably
illustrations are
$12.
amazing.
So
Yeah.
did you scan all the other books? Because if I was to find a find like that, I'd be like, oh my gosh, maybe there's some more stuff here. I would have scanned everything.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
I started scanning every single freaking book there was.
So
I
what
found another one that sold for $70, but the rest of them, they were picked over, which was crazy. I was like, how could these be picked over? And you did not see this book.
right?
So
It
there's
was for
a,
you. It
there's
was
a
for
lot
you.
of boobs on the front. Is that what makes it more or less, or I don't know that guy.
No, because I
It's
also
the book
bought
of
a
dreams, Lucy.
yeah.
They're
I
dreaming
bought
about
a
boobs.
no, because I bought a fairy book there, and there's boobs all over it, and it doesn't sell well, so I'm keeping it. I'm keeping those boobs.
So, Trish, how did you decide what platform you were going to sell it on? Like, why didn't you choose Amazon?
Oh no, I didn't sell it on Amazon.
No, I meant, how did you decide what platform you were going to list it on?
Oh, well, because I'm not on Amazon anymore.
Okay.
So, there were other, actually, okay, so I'm stuttering. There were other book websites that I could have listed on that I learned about just by that book, just by researching that book that I thought about, but 2 of them sold on eBay and only 2 were ever listed. So that was just fine. That was fine.
That's awesome.
Very much so.
Okay, I'm gonna do mine. Or do you want to, Lucy? Do you haven't? Did you do yours already?
You're on mute.
You're on mute.
You're muted.
Sorry, I've got a couple of solds.
Let's do this.
You or me?
You.
Okay. Hold on. I mastered this earlier. There we go. All right. Do you see now?
Yeah, let me present you to everybody so it doesn't pop back and forth.
Perfect.
There we
So
go.
there's talking about lovies.
Yeah.
I do lovies all the time too, and they're great. I love them. This lady left a great feedback too, so that was nice to always get positive feedback. And I've sold 2 of these guys. The dog that, like when you scrunch it together, it's a dog. Anyhow, I pick them up for $1 to $2. Every once in a while, I'll pay $3, but I sell them in the $15, $20 range.
That one was very interesting.
Yeah. I thought it was pretty cool. I like to look at them. This is a pen style needle felting tool. I have no idea. I'm sure it does something wonderful in the crafty world that I'm not a part of. But I got it for 99 cents. It was back in the sewing stuff. So I do look back there for these types of little doodads that go along with sewing and quilting and whatnot. And I don't remember if I sold it for 11 or for 14, but in that, $10 to $15 range. Super cheap and easy to ship. Bath and Body Works at the thrift store. I wound up getting this one for $2.99. It was brand new, hadn't been burned. I actually got 2 of them. Both of them sold during the holidays. Some of these older scents that are no longer in production or whatnot can go really good. So it's right in the $35 mark. Now, some aren't, you'll see them on there for like $15, $18, but some of the older ones will go for a higher price. I do wrap, when I send these into Amazon, I bubble wrap them and box them. And then this is a retail arbitrage find from the Party Store. They go for either $5.99 or $6.99 at Party City. And I just bought a couple to try out to see if that would be something that, if I have time, I'm just scanning around and see if it will work.
Nice.
There we go.
That's cool.
But, a lot of people say, oh, I can't do this, I can't do that on Amazon because I'm gated. And it's like, just go to stores and start scanning around because there's so many combinations you can do from the dollar store, party stores, things that are not gated. There's opportunities out there for sure.
Do they still, so when I was on Amazon, when I lived in Arizona, there was just so much stuff to be had. And I was really successful out there. But anyway, every once in a while, you would just get to be ungated for no good reason. Do they still do that?
Yes, and it's not for no good reason. It's just we don't know what the reason is. Part of it's history. I believe part of it's linked to history, feedback, and what you have sold. So like I got ungated in clothes, and there's a lot of clothes brands that you can't sell. So I was like, oh, great, I can sell clothes, but there's nothing I can sell really. And then you just start looking for brands that are not gated down like, Nike and Adidas and stuff, which you can't do. And I did a lot of socks or nylons or things that were still in the clothes. And then pretty soon I was able to get into the other brands because I had history of doing that. Or at least that's my theory.
Yeah, it does. It's so weird. It just like pops up at random, and then at random you get restricted on things. Like
Yep, and random you get unrestricted.
Yeah. Too, for like Amazon, what I started doing, like if I'm at Ross or whatever and I'm scanning stuff, And on sees that I'm restricted and it's a really good profit, like, damn, like I wish I was, I could sell it. I will go onto the seller app on my browser on my phone, go there, put the UPC in there, ask for authorization to see if I can get approved right then and there while I'm in the store. And 9 times out of 10 it doesn't let me, but sometimes that one miraculous one, it'll let me. So spend the time if you can, and do it on your phone right then and there, because you may be surprised. So,
absolutely, I do that too. The other thing is, if you don't get into it, it will go into your drafts. About every 6 months, I go into my drafts, just filter it by drafts, and then just right click open, and some of them will auto go through just by opening up that draft again.
Yeah, I had something that I had bought, and then I was like, oh, it sells so much better on Amazon, and then it was like, oh, you're restricted. And then I just went into, and it just auto approved me for it. It was like no big deal. And I had that stuff sitting over there forever. And I was like, God, what a ding dong. I should have just clicked the button. But, okay, I have some sales to show. Let's see. Okay, so I talked about this and I sold this. It's my jelly cat.
Holy smokes.
$79.95. It went to the UK. The lady that bought it sent me a message saying that this is the 4th one that she's bought. She was so happy to be able to find one because her daughter, who's now almost 20, has worn out the last, like the 3rd one that she had bought. So she was so excited to be able to find it. And somebody else had one listed for less. I think they had it listed for like $49, but they didn't have international shipping on it.
Ha.
And so they missed out on the sale. And I got to sell mine for $30 more than them. So
didn't you sell that pretty quick?
It did. It sold, I think, in like a week or so. Wow. I talked about it on the last show that we did, I think. And then I had listed it, and then it sold like pretty immediately. And I was really worried about it because it was going off to the UK. Because sometimes they don't want to pay the duty on them when they're so high priced, because the duty, like their VAT fees are really expensive. It's like, I think I looked it up one time and it was somewhere like 25% of the value of the item. And that can be kind of excessive to people because they already paid $40 in shipping. They already paid $80 for the item, and then they want another 25% for it. So I was a little apprehensive at first, but I went ahead and shipped it off. And then right after I shipped it off, I got that message saying, thank you so much for sending it so quickly, and blah, 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 blah. It's for my daughter and this and this. So yeah, it was pretty awesome. And then I sold these Shrinky Dinks that I had forever, and I didn't have it listed. And when I started going through all my money piles, I have them listed over there. I had paid $4.99 for this. The box was all jacked up, but it was brand new inside. And I went ahead and priced it kind of competitively at $29.95, and it sold. And they knew it sold on the 20th. And I was like, I hope they don't think they're going to get this for Christmas. But it was fine. And then also on the last show that we had, you had a light, one of these. And I said, oh, I have one of those, like sitting. It was one of the second things my husband took a picture of on, I guess it was Thursday or Friday when he was helping me. And it sold that day, the little light. Nice. And the box was all jacked up, but it was new inside. I did take it out of the box and plug it in just to make sure the light turned on. And then I packaged it up really nicely again and put it back in there. So, and then the one time I went to the citywide garage sale in Austin, it was the last day, and they were doing like $5 boxes. You got this big giant box and you put whatever you wanted in there for $5. And I ended up picking up these thingies, these C-Rest things. This one was still new, like unopened. Like you could see it was factory. The bag was still factory closed, like I can't tie that. And then the other one I had is this one that's actually used, but I have it on another listing. So this sold on Best Offer for $22, and I basically didn't pay anything for it. And then one last.
But what is a massager for your cervical?
Okay, so you're supposed to put
it
behind your neck, okay, and it goes up your head.
Got it.
And it's really uncomfortable because I tried the one that was already open and it was like god awful terrible. But you can see this was actually a Kickstarter, and you can see on this thing it was $109 declared value when it came from Korea. But yeah, it was a Kickstarter, and I don't. They if you see them, they sell. They're like $20 or so. And then the last thing I have is an Amazon sale. I thought this was funny because this is the Amazon picture, but it's all like messed up. Like you can see it's got like a rip in the cellophane and damage and whatever. Whoever made that listing used like a messed up box. But I sold this game. I paid $3.99 for it. I just listed it on Amazon like I think it was Friday, and it sold over the weekend for $34.95, and it was $3.99 sealed like new from Goodwill.
I just realized that said mental floss and not dental floss. I was like, $95 for dental floss.
Like, get your dental floss, guys.
That's a good freaking floss.
Adam was asking if I used international shipping or GSP. I used international. I just shipped it first class in a big box in the eBay 16 by 12 by 10 box they have. I put it in there and it went first class. It was like 3 pounds. So, but I do insure with ShipSaver, or ShipSurance, actually, ShipSurance. So I insure on my international packages with ShipSurance. I even do like cheap things. Like if I send off something to Canada and it's only like a $15 item, I'll still insure it because the shipping is $15 or $20, you know? And if it gets lost or it gets damaged, I want my shipping money back too, because it's almost the same cost as the item. I've only ever had to file one claim for international shipping, and it was many years ago. And it was a Jaws cookie jar that if you open the cookie jar, it will go dana, 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 dana. And it was supposed to be a gift for the guy's girlfriend. It went off to Australia and it just didn't show up after several weeks. And then it just didn't go. It just didn't come. I think he probably did eventually get it after the Christmas holiday rush. But I filed a claim and got my money back. And that was the only claim I've ever had to file for international insurances. So does anybody have anything they want to talk about before we go? This was a really long show today because, you know, we had a lot of us. Not people.
Get ready for taxes.
No, I don't want to.
No. Denial.
Dirty words. Dirty words.
Goals and taxes.
I need to put that on my list. Sales taxes come due. Sales taxes due on the 20th.
Yeah, I just did my paperwork for the state to redo my, I don't know, whatever the heck I pay the state to do.
I saw somebody on a group asking about sales tax, and she was like, I didn't keep track of my sales tax, and I don't know how to figure out how much I owe for Minnesota or Missouri or one of those places. Have you ever seen a post about something and you want to comment the answer to it, but you don't want to get involved?
Yes.
Yes, all the time.
And so if you have that dilemma that you didn't keep track of where you sold things to on eBay, PayPal has a itemized transaction report that you can load into your spreadsheet and you can sort by state. And that's the way I do my sales tax. I download the report and then I sort it by state, and I just delete all the ones that aren't Texas. And then I have because on my sales tax, they ask what was the total sales. Then they ask me, which I have, because I can, if you see, this is why I didn't want to get involved. If you sum out your total at the bottom, it'll do it automatically for you in your spreadsheet. And then you can enter your total, and then you can delete all the other states that aren't your state, and you can total those out. And then, and then you can do whatever your percentages are. And it also, some people that have to do it by counties or cities and they have to divide it up the whole state, they don't just let you do one number. It has the zip codes on there too, which the first year I did sales tax, I split up all mine, and then Texas told me I did it wrong and I was only supposed to do one flat amount. And I was like, you mean I spent 3 days doing that for nothing? So, but it has the zip codes on there. So if you need to split it up, you can split it up. But I got myself involved with something I don't want to get involved in. So I better shut up now.
Speaking of not getting involved in taxes, I was listening to Scavenger Life. I didn't get to finish it because I was driving, but they said, and I haven't checked into the new laws yet, but they said that in the new tax law, you can shave $2,000 right off of your gross profits. I don't know. They just said that, and I haven't delved into it, but I don't know. I knew that the tax laws that were coming up were supposed to be super beneficial to people like us who resell. So I don't know. It's worth looking into, though.
I guess we'll have to see. I
do tax jar because it's just a pain in the butt, and I do it in a few
never
states.
did Nexus. Yeah, I just never did Nexus. I was one of those people that was like, I will do Nexus whenever the government gets themselves together and they say, hey, everybody, do this. But then now that they have the states that are coming out, like I noticed the companies like Amazon and eBay, they're starting to pick up the slack on those taxes on the states that aren't yours. So I think I'm kind of glad that I didn't get involved in Nexus, because it's like I think they're realizing like that's not our job. You're the thing, like you're the thing.
Yeah.
You're the provider. You should pick
agree.
that.
What's Nexus and tax jar?
So for Amazon selling, what it is if you have Nexus, which is if you store inventory in another state. So I send my inventory to California, and then somebody in California buys that inventory. The California person is supposed to pay sales tax, and then it's supposed to go to California. Well, when it was first set up with this whole e-commerce thing, it wasn't, you'd get out of paying sales tax by having your inventory in another state. Mm-hmm. So they're trying to clear it up. And long story short is it's very confusing. Nobody knows quite what's going on or what the downfall. The end thing is going to be the states will get their sales tax. That will be the end.
And they should. I don't see anything wrong with it.
But having every third-party seller on Amazon try to manage that, they either need to make it much, much easier system, because right now there's a lot of reports you got to download and sort and sift, or Amazon's just got to go, okay, we'll do it because it's already going through our computer and our database, and they can do it in the blink of an eye. Mm-hmm. So a year or a year and a half ago, I started out with the tax jar because Washington State is like the biggest pain in the butt to file in, and it's quarterly. So I pay, 4 times a year to file my taxes here. And then they will tell me like if I'm reaching Nexus in other states or not. And I've started to file in those other states to establish myself as a business, which I feel I'm going to have to do one way or another anyway. So I'm slowly doing it state by state. Just did New Jersey. And each state has a different process. It's very, some states are more involved than others. And everybody has a different status of Nexus too. Some of it's like 2,000 items or 20,000 in sales, or they either have an item amount or a sales amount. Some it's like anything, and some there's a threshold. Some don't even have it.
Yeah, I didn't do Nexus because when I talked to the comptroller's office in Texas, they had a whole thing specifically for Amazon, but it didn't say Amazon on the top, where it basically said that Texas didn't recognize a warehouse as a place of business because they're not actually selling anything out of it. It's a shipping center or whatever.
Yep.
And so they were like, we don't recognize the warehouse as a retail location, so you're not actually buying anything from the warehouse. You're buying something from the seller. And so they're like, you need to charge taxes for people in Texas at the rate of the place that you are located, which at that time was in Austin. So I had to pay 825% on everybody that purchased from me in the state of Texas. And that's what I did. And I just stuck with that until the government figured it out.
That's exactly right. That's what they are hammering out in the courts right now is 2 things. What does it mean to be a warehouse or a place of business? Does it, I mean, I operate out of Washington, but I have inventory at every single warehouse, but that's not my area of operation. That's just storage. So they're hammering out that definition. And then they're also hammering out, what does it mean to be e-commerce? And what does that mean for sales tax and stuff? It's kind of this whole new entity. Amazon's going, it's not our problem. These are third-party sellers. It's their responsibility. And third-party sellers are going, it's not our customers. We're selling to Amazon customers. We're selling through Amazon. Amazon provides the customer service, the shipping, we're paying them for the service.
Not only that, yeah, that's what I was about to say. You're paying them for their services, so they should actually figure it out. But
so, I mean, it's not just Amazon. We've got all the other platforms and eBay and Mercari, and then you have things like Printful and Shopify and the print on demand stuff. So they've got to figure it out.
Poshmark doesn't even do sales tax at all, right? Like they don't even.
I don't think Poshmark does. Does Mercari?
No.
So what's that question?
Poshmark and Mercari, they both don't even have an option for charging sales tax, period.
No. That's what I was about to say. So how are we supposed to do it? Because I sell on both of those platforms.
You're just supposed to pay, like, out of your own pocket. And then it's actually on your tax return, on your Schedule C, sales tax that you paid in is actually part of your deductions. Oh, it's on your Schedule C. Yeah. So it comes off. You know, the thing about it is I've always said that I benefit from having my reseller certificate, which in Texas is also your sales tax certificate. Like your sales tax exemption. I benefit more by having my sales tax exemption and not paying taxes on the things that I buy. So it always just evens out at the end for me that if I have to pay sales tax on something, like for a customer myself, it's totally fine because I didn't pay sales tax on the item whenever I bought it. So
exactly.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here's the thing. When it comes down to money, like the government wants their cut. And I agree with that. I like seeing roads and schools and stuff. I'm totally fine paying taxes. But they want the average American person to figure it out. And they make these websites that are very complicated and hard to use. And even I found out while reading into all this, a lot of people go down to Portland to not pay sales tax because Portland doesn't have sales tax. And so they'll go across the border to buy big TVs. The Costco down there is super busy. And according to law, when you are from another state and you go down and buy that, you are supposed to then pay some sales tax on it and file that. Okay, I don't know a single person who's ever done that in my life. I mean, it's great in theory, but people just aren't going to do that.
No, it's an honor system. It's an honor system that doesn't work. No. Like, what kind of tax system is an honor system?
I wouldn't have known that though had you not said that.
I didn't know it for years. I mean,
it's on your tax return. Like you have a section on there that says like sales tax, like unreported sales tax or something like that.
No, I'm talking about the Portland thing. Like there's like how would you even go about doing it? Yeah, I would never even have known. It's an honor system.
They're like, oh, let me an honor system I didn't know about. I need to pay that money on the computer I bought in Delaware. Yeah. But anybody else got anything they want to talk about before we go with our extra long, super long stew today? No?
Nope. It's got to make money.
I got a sandwich waiting for me, so I'm going to eat.
Yeah, I gotta go.
All right, guys. Everybody, thank you so much for joining us today. We really missed you guys, and we will see you all next time. Thanks for the support. Bye.
Bye.